Hello there. The general election polling stations open in just 8 days' time, and there is always the possibility that the Labour Party could win and that Diane Abbott could be our new Home Secretary. Disaster beckons. Labour politician and current Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott is standing for re-election as MP for Hackney North and Stoke Newington, a seat she has held since 1987. She currently has a majority of 35,139, or 62.4% of the vote, meaning that to unseat her would take a mammoth shift in the minds of the local electorate. So I would think that the chances of her once again sitting on a front bench in Parliament would be a foregone conclusion. But let's hope it's the opposition side and not the government side that she ends up sitting on, as she has some questionable views about our country and those that work so hard to keep us safe. And one incident throws this into sharp relief. On the day of the London Bridge attack that saw 2 innocent people and a terrorist killed, Diane Abbott's public school and Cambridge-educated son, James Abbott-Thompson, was arrested after what the Telegraph describes as an altercation with an emergency worker. This alleged assault is reported to have happened within an hour of the London Bridge attacks and is not connected, but the police in the area would already have been fully committed to that terror event. And the Mail reports that the son of Shadow Home Secretary Diane Abbott has been charged with 2 counts of assault over alleged attacks on police officers at a disturbance at the Foreign Office. And the Foreign Office is where he used to work. And Guido Fawkes is saying there are claims that James Abbott-Thompson had been arrested for biting a police officer. A statement issued by Scotland Yard said, "A man has been charged with assault following an incident at around 2:45 p.m. Friday, November the 29th at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in King Charles Street, Westminster. James Adam Abbott-Thompson, 28, was charged on Sunday, December the 1st, with 2 counts of assault by beating of an emergency services worker. He was further charged with an offence under Section 4 of the Public Order Act." But it's not the alleged actions of Diane Abbott's son that are really at issue here. The Telegraph is now claiming that after it approached Diane Abbott for a statement about this, she tried to stop the paper publishing details of a court hearing at which her son was accused of assaulting a police officer. And it said that lawyers acting for the Labour frontbencher wrote to this newspaper after it approached her for comment. Now, this could be construed as a parent trying to protect their son, but when in politics and aspiring to one of the great offices of state, then surely you must be seen to be totally open and even-handed. Remember that she has previously said such things as, "For too long police victims of violence have felt like second-class victims," and that all assaults on the police are unacceptable. And now we get to the nub of it. A Home Secretary would be expected to allow the police and courts to follow the evidence and not to interfere politically at any level. And in the case of her son, she should either have made no statement at all or said that she expects due process to be followed without feeling the need, according to the Telegraph, to try and suppress the story, especially during the final phase of a general election. Surely this shows a distinct lack of judgment by her all round. And as far as I'm concerned, attempting to stop details of a court case being published for what appears to be nothing other than personal reasons is interfering politically. After all, where's the public interest in stopping publication? So it would seem on the face of it that, as usual, it's one rule for them and another for the rest of us. And she has form on that one. Remember that as a Labour politician, she is set against private education. Except where her own family is concerned, of course. because she sent that very son to a private school. And when challenged on this, the Express quotes her as saying, "I'd done a lot of work on how black boys underachieve in secondary schools, so I knew what a serious problem it was. I knew what could happen to my son if he was sent to the wrong school and got in with the wrong crowd. I realised they were subjected to peer pressure, and when that happens it's very hard for a mother to save her son. Once a black boy is lost to the world of gangs, it's very hard to get them back, and I was genuinely very fearful of what could happen." I'll let you come to your own conclusions about what she seemed to think about her local schools and the area she lived in, as well as the race element. It is also an issue for me that some of the more left-leaning newspapers do not seem to even carry the story. And all of this comes on top of her wish to abolish such bodies as MI5 that do so much to protect us and our way of life. And I have to agree with the current Home Secretary, Tory politician Priti Patel, who recently wrote in The Sun that Corbyn's Labour Party is not like any Labour Party that has been in government. I might not agree with former Home Secretaries Jack Straw and David Blunkett, but I never doubted their commitment to national security. I cannot say the same for the current crop, who have spent their political lives criticising our police and security services while praising terror groups. I wonder how many firearms qualified police officers will be tempted to turn in their licences should Diane Abbott become their boss, because she'll be quite content for them to patrol around Westminster protecting Parliament, but one wonders what would happen if they ended up having to use deadly force to keep people safe. And how would our security services personnel feel while the PM and his team lauded and welcomed the very people that wanted to hurt the people of the UK? And further, how much pressure would Diane Abbott be prepared to place on the press, and for what reasons? Were I a Hackney Labour voter, this is one person I could never vote for. Let's hope that at the very least she gets unseated, and more importantly, that this form of Labour Party gets shown the exit door by the electorate next week. Anyway, what do you think? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.